National Signing Day across the country in college football, early National Signing Day. A.J. Jacobson of Duck Sports Authority, our expert when it comes to college recruiting. I'm Warren Williamson of Oregon Duck Football News. Ducks get 22 recruits today in the early period. I think they did pretty well today.
I would have to say they did extremely well. I mean, we're talking about Mario Cristobal in his first complete recruiting cycle as head coach. And for Rivals.com, we got him right now as the #5 recruiting class in the nation. That's amazing. That's uncharted territory for the Ducks. And for a guy to do it in his first year, simply mind-boggling. And to see the class he brought in, not just highly rated, but it's a very complete class with guys at every position. There was no positions completely left untouched. So it was a really successful day, and they didn't lose anyone they thought they were going to get, and they actually picked up, a couple guys right at the end. So great day.
AJ, put that in perspective for us. They come in arguably at the #5 national class in the country, #1 in the Pac-12. That's never happened here at Oregon.
Yeah, never been a top #1 Pac-12 class before, and never been in the top 5 in the nation before. So both those things are brand new. Now keep in mind, the Pac-12 one's going to stick. They will be the best recruiting class in the Pac-12 no matter what. There's no one going to be able to pass them. In the national rankings, there may be a team or two they're going to pass them by. They may end up at 6 or 7 before all the smoke clears at the end of today, because there are still some big 5 stars left to announce. But overall, they're going to finish in the top 10. It's going to be an outstanding class. I think the best they've ever done before in Rivals was #9 in the nation. So they're going to do better than that. And to couple that with a Red Box Bowl. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Red Box Bowl, but a bowl season, this recruiting class in his first year, pretty good decision by Rob Mullins keeping this guy on.
The jewel that everyone is talking about is 5-star defensive end Kayvon Thibodeau. He's a program changer from what everyone talks about. Your thoughts on the Ducks being able to sign him, land him?
Yeah, he's an amazing guy, because what it basically came down to was Oregon and Alabama for him. Now, when's the last time you could think of Oregon and Alabama for one of the top players, one of the top 5 players in the nation? This has never happened before. And then he gets on national television on ESPN and he picks the Ducks in front of everybody. It was an amazing time. I think the Oregon coaches found out right when everyone else did. So it was just an amazing burst of energy all around. But landing a guy like this could have domino effect down the way, because when other guys are looking, top 5, 5-star guys, blue chippers are looking at the Ducks, they can suddenly say, hey, Kayvon Thibodeau did it. I guess I could pull the trigger for the Ducks too. So it may be a domino effect, maybe not this year, but in years to come, landing a guy like that and beating out a big SEC powerhouse like Alabama for his services. Amazing stuff.
Today, Mario Cristobal talked about this recruiting class, and this is what he had to say about Kayvon Thibodeau.
It's what you want, right? A game changer at defensive end, a guy that could play the run and knock back tackles and tight ends and disrupt the offense, get in the backfield, create negative plays, and on any passing situation, especially third down, here's a guy that could change you significantly on third down. A guy that's going to require attention, whether it be an extra back chipping on that side of the protection, slide the protection that way. This guy that can get to the quarterback, and when he gets there, he can cause some issues.
So as you heard from Coach Cristobal, Thibodeau is certainly a program changer and brings a lot to this football team in the next 2-3 years. Some of the needs that this Oregon football team needed obviously was on some defense and on wide receiver. What stood out to you?
Well, one of the best things the Ducks did for themselves today was land an enormously talented and large defensive line class. Joe Salavea must be just doing the Tonga dance or whatever that dance is he did on the video. He must be just thrilled right now, because he's got some defensive tackles. We got Thibodeau we're talking about. Keon Ware-Hudson, a fantastic defensive tackle, top 100 guy from storied modern day, coming up with 2 of his teammates, Sean Dollars and Mase Funa, who's another guy to be excited about in that front 7. So overall, I think they had a total of 8 guys. This is off the top of my head. 8 guys that'll be in the front 7. An amazing haul. And that's what I would really focus on as being probably the stars of this class, would be that defensive front group. But defense overall did a great job. Offense was no slack either, Warren. There's some really nice wide receivers. #1 all-purpose back in the nation is Sean Dollars. So, and then Cale Millen, this quarterback whose dad was an NFL quarterback. So there's some offensive players coming in too, and we're trying to contain our excitement here, because it's all about what they do in the next 3 years. It's not about who signs today, but nonetheless, fun times here at the Howling Hatfield Complex.
Coach Cristobal talked about some of those wide receivers. They pulled one from the state of Tennessee, the #1 wide receiver in Tennessee. One thing about this Oregon brand that stood out to me, it is a national brand, but they are really going across the country and recruiting, and not just recruiting, but they're recruiting well across the country.
Yeah.
What does that say to you?
Well, first of all, they have to do that, because if you are a football, if you're the University of Oregon and you only recruit Oregon and Washington, Northern California, you're going to go 2-9, 2-10 every year, because there's not enough talent here. You have to be national. But that's what they did. They went to Texas, they went to Florida, they went to California, and they went to Tennessee. But the thing is, it's not that so they went national, they went across the country. Is that how successful they were? What you said earlier, they were so successful. This morning I was kind of watching the letter of intent roll in, and there's 5 guys from the East Coast. All 5 of those faxes came in within 15 minutes of the period opening. So they were very eager Ducks. We knew all the East Coast kids were in, first thing this morning, and it just kept rolling from there. All the faxes came in early, and they got everyone they expected.
So 22 kids signed with University of Oregon, an early Christmas present for this coaching staff. Now it's on to the Red Box Bowl on New Year's Eve to face Michigan State. Things couldn't be better for the Oregon Ducks. For A.J. Jacobson of Duck Sports Authority, I'm Warren Williamson with Oregon Duck Football News. We will see you in Santa Clara.